The Samsung ecosystem is unmatched. Not even the might of Apple can get near it. But up until now, I've only really shown the capabilities of the mobile ecosystem. Well, in 2025, that is going to change. Let's go. It's well documented that I pretty much have everything Samsung in my house. All the way from ovens and stovetops, to fridges, to televisions, to air conditioners, vacuums, frame TVs, monitors, and then the entire mobile ecosystem to go along with it. It's all Samsung. But even with all those products, I'm still a total novice when it comes to a connected Samsung home, as many of them aren't quite smart products just yet. This week, I was lucky enough to attend the launch of Samsung's entire home ecosystem for 2025 in Sydney. Samsung called it the House of Wonder. And you might be sort of poking fun at the name, but when you actually take a step into it, you completely understand why they called it that.
Home, oh, I forgot, I'm setting a scene, okay? I'm setting a scene. I've come home and I want my home to greet me when I walk through the door.
Welcome home, Jackie.
Stunning words. Love that she says my name.
We already know the power of the mobile ecosystem, and we know it because I talk about it all the time. Interwoven, I sometimes will bring up SmartThings and how I like to control devices using the SmartThings app, but it's honestly small time compared to what I'm about to show you. Samsung products all talk to each other. They are designed and built to do that. The fridge can see the TV, the washing machine, the oven, the air conditioner, in the same way that the mobile can, and in the same way that the TV can as well. I want to start with the fridge, the Samsung Family Hub range. I don't want to talk about how it keeps your food cold or the technical stuff of how a fridge works. I don't care about that. I only care about the cool stuff. So not only does the Samsung Family Hub have the capability to launch apps on its Tizen operating system, so for example, I just jumped straight into YouTube and started watching my favorite YouTuber. It's gonna play an ad, I bet. Oh no, it doesn't! But you can also do amazing things on this screen that connect to the other devices that you have in your Samsung ecosystem. Like if you put an item of food in the fridge, like a vegetable, the fridge with its camera sensors that it has inbuilt will detect what that item is and use AI to then throw it up into a list of food items and add in an expiry date.
Would you believe it's recognized as cauliflower? Woo!
And then you have a list of food that you can go through and see what's in there and when it expires. Then it takes that list of food and can give you recipe ideas based on what you have in the fridge. So you can scroll through the fridge screen and see what recipes you might want to make. Then you take that, recipe and instruction list of how to cook that, and you can send those instructions to your Samsung oven to preheat to the conditions that it needs to get ready to cook that meal. You see it all working, it's going from fridge to oven. It's mind-boggling to see how that all works in real person time. Of course, the mobile can sort of be at the center of this as well, because you can see what's in the fridge using the cameras that it has when you're out shopping, or if you're on the couch ordering the groceries. Again, if you're a bit lazy, you can look at what's in the fridge via the list or the cameras, and you don't have to sort of get up. It's all part of the ecosystem. No other brand can match this level of connectivity. The fact that you can send instructions from a fridge with specific preheat and recipe guidelines to your oven in the kitchen is insane. Like, get out of here. Obviously, it's 2025, so I am aware that other brands have connected appliances, but all of those brands require third-party app downloads, and there isn't that seamless connectivity with the mobile ecosystem to go with the appliance ecosystem. This all works via a first-party solution called SmartThings. It's inbuilt on your phone. And speaking of SmartThings, I do have a video planned for that. I'm going to leave it a little bit later in the year because I'm moving, and I'm going to be moving into a house, and I'm going to make it all Samsung SmartThings related. So once I get all that set up, I'd love to take everyone through how it all works. So hit subscribe for that. I did, however, recently upgrade my washing machine, and I made that an AI smart washing machine from Samsung, of course. I will talk a little bit about the technical specs of this washing machine because what I really like about it is it's got AI sensors built in that actually detect the cleanliness level of your clothes as it's washing. The benefit of that is that it will actually detect, it says the soil level, so whether it's soiled really badly or it's actually quite clean, and it'll adjust the washing time based off what it detects. It will actually then send you a notification to your phone to let you know that your washing is actually really goodly cleaned. That's terrible. So it will actually then send a notification to your phone to let you know the cleanliness level of your clothes is high, and it automatically will scale down the washing time to be a lot less. That way you can adjust whatever schedule you need accordingly to hang the washing out on time. But fear not to, no matter what you're doing and where you are, it'll pop up with a notification to let you know that that washing is done and you can go hang it out. And that's on my smart monitor that I've got behind me. That'll be on my TV in the living room or on my phone. It sort of lets me know when it's ready to go. We did see the bigger washing machine with a massive screen on it at the House of Wonder, a screen that was playing Spotify. Wow. We also saw something extra to that, a water leak sensor. So you can actually attach this sort of in the wet areas of your house, that if there's a leak in like a tap or a drain, it'll alert you that that leak is occurring again via the mobile ecosystem,
Water leak detected.
Amazing.
or however you've set it up in your home. Like we saw the lights change to red in the room we were in. I thought that was pretty cool. Now this next one might seem ridiculous, but it honestly is really well thought out, at least from a concept level. Samsung makes stick vacuums. They make everything, but they make stick vacuums, and they're very good stick vacuums. Lots of AI stuff going on with how it detects the floor and how it adjusts the level of power it needs. We're not here for that. Samsung have built in with this is mobile connectivity.
2025 edition of the Bespoke AI vacuums, you will get call and text notifications on the call screen. Stunning work, stunning. Thank you, connectivity.
So again, using the smart things and I dare say your Samsung account, it will have a screen on there to let you know when your phone is getting a call or a message. And then you can read that message on the screen or see that call coming through, so you can turn the vacuum off if you want and go and answer the phone call. Just another level of convenience that Samsung think about. It's not something that you'll use all the time, but most of the time when you're vacuuming, it's quite loud and you're very distracted. That can be really beneficial to just see a phone call coming through. I think it's clever. We also got to see Samsung's new TV lineup for 2025. Now, I'm not really a picture quality expert for TV panels. That's not my thing. I see a good picture on a TV and I'm like, yeah, that looks good. And the 8K TVs that we saw all looked excellent. What I do really appreciate about Samsung's TV range is the connected experience that it provides within Samsung's ecosystem. I already get to experience that daily because I have 2 frame TVs that I can control with my phone and interact with my phone through the SmartThings app. What Samsung showed us a lot of, though, was to do with AI and what they're calling Vision AI. It's basically built into their One UI Tizen platform, where it uses AI to detect the environment that you're in and adjust the brightness and the color accuracy of the TV accordingly to suit that. Kind of like the way the phone screens work, where it detects the lighting level and adjusts the brightness and the color of the display accordingly. The TVs are going to do the same. There's 2 ways it can do it. It will either do it automatically, or you can go into the settings and change a couple of things and pick some preferences, and the TV will guide itself towards what you like. As I said, I've got 2 frame TVs. This is one of them behind me. Samsung showed off the new frames, the Frame Pro, and they talked about how every TV has Art Store now. So you can basically turn any of their TVs into a frame because it all has that same capability. But similar to how on your phones you can generate wallpapers, you can also generate art for your Frame TV using generative wallpaper on the TV. That was cool to hear about.
That what we're adding this year is generative wallpaper. So the ability to have AI generate artwork for you for free. It comes as part of our Samsung TV, and we can demonstrate that later for anyone that wants to come back and have a look. But it will take you through a series of questions, about 3 to 4 questions. It will generate AI artwork for you. You will be able to download that onto your TV and then utilize that as your screen when it's turned off.
The TVs have other impressive tech to go with it, like there's a wireless One Connect box, which this box will just house all of your connections and then wirelessly transmit the signal to the TV, so there's no cable linking the TV anymore. On my one here, I've got the One Connect box as well, but there's a thin cable that travels through, whereas this will not have that. It's all going to be wireless. You just need power to the TV, power to the box, and then it translates through. The last part I really want to highlight that's integrated into all of these products that you can view in SmartThings or on the product itself is the energy monitoring. With the way cost of living is going and energy prices just absolutely soaring, it's really going to be great in the future to be able to monitor your energy usage and consumption from your appliances in your home. Built into the SmartThings app is that monitoring system. You can go in here and you can see your overview of how you've been using it in this year, how it compares to your previous usage from the last year, how much estimated cost is attached to that usage. So you can better adjust your usage of that appliance to maybe save a bit of energy and save a bit of money. If you're starting to get higher than average energy bills, aside from the cost of living, it's always good to check that and see maybe where you can make some changes. It's built in. Now, I'm going to undoubtedly get the obligatory, well, I can get SmartThings on my iPhone. Absolutely. That is something that you can get. Samsung, in their wisdom and probably in their smarts, have made SmartThings available everywhere. This is why I appreciate Samsung more than I could ever appreciate Apple, because Samsung work with everyone. They want an open, collaborative ecosystem where their products can be enjoyed everywhere. So as much as some people might say, oh, I could never get into the Samsung ecosystem, if you have a TV and a fridge and a washing machine, you're in the Samsung ecosystem. You are part of it. And this is why it is more complete and more cohesive than anything Apple could ever come up with, because Apple do not have the home. Samsung have the home, Apple don't. And that's why Samsung's ecosystem is the biggest. But you also get nicer touches on Samsung too. Like the SmartThings integration is into the level of the phone as opposed to needing to download the app and go through some other things. It's part of the phone's operating system. No other brand can bring an ecosystem like this to market. None. Samsung are in the most unique position to hit every part of your home with a product that will enhance how you actually live. Are they all perfect? Not necessarily. There's some things that Samsung do that they might not continue because of the low usage rates, and sometimes they make mistakes. But the thing Samsung will always do is they will find solutions and always push technology forward to make sure everyone has the access at every level, at every part of your home. That's the beauty of them, and that's why I enjoy using them. As I said, make sure you hit subscribe for that SmartThings video, because it's going to be an eye-opener for how you can set up a completely connected Samsung home and have the smartphone be at the center of it as well. It's going to be a big one. See you in the next one. You!